lead gen right now?
Definitely over.
I thought you were gonna say that. I wasn't sure, man.
I'm just definitely over.
Boom! We're in Puerto Rico. We're everywhere in the LFG show, and we got more industry legends. Just don't fucking stop, guys. We got my man Ron Hart.
I was always, like I said, always a hustler. So I was in college. I guess ebooks were just not getting hot. So I was selling like 1,000 guides on Amazon. One day I was in computer class, and my phone was like going off like ching, ching, ching like that. So I with my phone, I made like 10K ebooks like right there in that one classroom. The next day, I made like 3K. The next day, like 4K. It kept coming.
What was the light bulb that went off? Like, yo, I can make so much money with affiliate marketing.
I was on YouTube, how to make money online. Y'all learn about affiliate marketing. I started doing email submits and stuff like that. Then when I hit like a few grand, I started running paid ads. When EDU hit, that's when really like it took off.
But what was the light bulb moment? You're like, yo, fuck this lead gen shit. I gotta transition.
So honestly, it was just with the market, honestly, whatever, like buyers fucked me over. That shit's like that, so it was really that.
You had the fast cars, right? You the fast life, traveled over the world, man. I think you're at a point right now where you're like, I passed, I did that shit, I'm done with that shit.
So I've seen it all. I've been in the slums, I still got friends, so you know what I'm saying, who still do the good shit. I got friends in Chicago right now. He owned private jets. I've seen it all. So yeah, I mean, the cars are cool, but I don't care too much about the stuff no more.
I can't wait to see where you're gonna continue to grow, man. And it's just great that you let people see that. Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You just say, I lost $500,000, right? That's all part of the journey, man.
It's just money, it's just paper, you can't get attached to it. This shit comes and goes.
Boom. We're in Puerto Rico. We're everywhere in the LFG show, and we got more industry legends. Just don't fucking stop, guys. We got my man Ron Hart, man. I know Ron for a long, long time, man.
Yeah, man, for a long time.
You know what's funny? When we started LFG show, you were one of the first interviews. We did a quick interview.
Oh, yeah?
You were like the second or third one ever did ever on the damn show. It was lead gen world in
I was in the hallway.
You're in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, hey, let's do a quick one. We did a quick one. People liked that one. That was great, man.
Oh, cool, good.
Yeah. And fast forward a year and a half later, I think it is just, man. I mean, now we're in Puerto Rico, and a lot of things have changed. I mean, with me, with you, and the business, and we both spoke. We're here for the call center conference. Our guy Maury Noon threw a great show, good mastermind. You dropped a lot of stuff, so we're gonna talk more about that today. So, bro, great to have you on the show, my man.
Can see you. Always.
Glad to finally do this. So let's talk about this, man. Everyone knows who you are. I found out through you through social media. I got into the lead gen game, man, back in 2016, 2017. I didn't really start fucking with social media until like 2019. I think like late 2019, early 2020. I'd see you a lot of places, man. The Black Jet Setter, Yeah. You had an OnlyFans thing going on. People were paying for like consulting. And you had like a lifestyle that like I think everyone aspires. You always traveling, you're making money, having fun.
Yeah.
So let's talk about those days, man. And I mean, it sounds like social media is really what attracted me to you. And I know other people from back in the day were like paying for your subscriptions. They were learning from it. So it's just I feel that's what really for me put you on the map with me, man.
Yeah, for sure. I go back, to where it all started. I guess you can say like that with social media stuff. Honestly, I just started using maybe like Instagram. Probably like in 2019, 2018, like that, or whatever. But it was all just natural, pretty much on social media. I was just, I'm documenting my travels and stuff like that. At first, some people when they travel a lot, they just be like, they want to like show selfies and all that kind of stuff, whatever. So all of my social media videos is more like, they call it a POV style.
Yeah.
So, if I'm like, skydiver or snorkeling, whatever like that, I'm just showing, the actual, environment that I'm in and whatnot. And people get DM me like, hey, I love the content, keep it up. That spot is dope. I'm seeing that, the itinerary, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how it went. So it started off just like, me just traveling around the world and then showing people, all these new places like that. Cause I don't go to places where like, that's like typical like Jamaica and like Bahamas, stuff like that, I go on Google Maps, I found them countries that no one talk about, like places outside of like Bulgaria or some shit like that, so yeah, that's kind of how, my whole travel thing goes.
What made you want to, like, I know you went to Iceland one time.
I go to Iceland a lot.
Iceland is fucking great, man. I went there in 2018, 2019 with my wife. Bro, what boggled my mind, like it's like 4 a.m. It's like it's always daylight. So in like 2 or 3 hours where it's night, sometimes 1 hour, I don't fucking know. But Iceland just blew my mind away. Do you feel like going to those places like Bulgaria, Iceland, unusual destination, it gives you an edge in business?
Yeah, depending on the time zone.
Yeah.
Like that, especially like when you like in so if I'm in the time zone that's like 7 hours ahead, I guess, something like that, whatever, So I'll be working while while everyone here in the US is asleep. And by the time I got all my partners done, everything's all automated. And then when everyone's woke up, my team that's in the U.S. or whatever, or in Argentina, they already own it. So then I can sit back, I can rest. What I could do is, I could plan for the next day while everyone in the U.S. is already working on that day, I guess you could say. So yeah, the time zone do make a difference. You could work ahead of time of everyone else.
Yeah, that's how I feel like when I'm in Dubai. I don't mind going to Dubai at all.
Dubai's one of them too.
Dubai and Greece and like Eastern Europe, I feel like I'm ahead of everybody. I get all my stuff done, and then when people are waking up, like I don't know, like I'm already ahead of the curve, right? I struggle going backwards. I go like to Vegas, man, it's rough for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm behind everybody. I don't sleep as well, but when I'm ahead, it's a world of difference, man.
Yeah, it's weird because when I be like in certain countries, that's like I said, like 5 to 7 hours ahead or whatever. I feel like I'm already working for the next day.
Yeah.
And it's I set the automations, I set all the messages, I schedule the plans for the team and everything like that. And then, once the plans hit the Slack channel, the team is already on it. They got the ads running. They do a quality check on all the leads and calls and online purchase, all that kind of stuff like that. And then now I'm working for the day after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get to that point? Because I can tell you what, back in 2019, I went on my honeymoon. Was this fucking 2019? Man, not even 2019, maybe 2021. I went on a honeymoon. My wife, we were in Greece. We were in Mykonos. Great time. But bro, it was me. Like I had maybe 7 people on my team, and I sent 19 grand to the wrong person, man. 21 grand. I sent it some I fucked up. I sent it somewhere in China, and I remember the banks weren't opening. I was all stressed out, and I remember being on my honeymoon. I'm like, why am I dealing with this shit, man? Like, I was dealing with a lot of drama, right? And finally, I'm at the point now, fast forward like a year or two later, that shit don't happen anymore because I got my team doing stuff for me, and that makes things a lot easier. How long did it take you to get to that point? Because I'm sure they didn't always start that way, right? You're probably in the weeds, fires going on. How long did it take for you to get to that point where you can delegate and you can travel anywhere and the shit's on autopilot?
Yeah, well, at first, I was like a solo affiliate for a long time, really, because I didn't really take like the affiliate marketing stuff serious, for a long time. For me, it was just more like, I'm getting, I just build up cash flow just to travel, and take care of my family, kids, and all that kind of stuff like that. So I'll probably say like after I hit like my first big campaign was an EDU campaign back in like 2019 or whatever. Even then, I kind of take it that serious either. So I'll say once I got towards maybe like the Camp of June days, I guess you could say whatever, when I had really all the cash flow flowing in like every day, 6 figures like every day. And then my cousin Vic was like, hey, you need to really, take this shit serious, and build something around it. Because I seen other guys, like slowly build a companies like Walker, Carlos, Ventura, all them other guys. I'm like, I sat back and watched, like, all right, maybe it's time for me, to get serious and shit.
So you were a one-man team, like solopreneur at the time?
For a long, because I had systems. Like, I didn't do much. Yeah. I had systems, I mean, I outsourced, then, like, a few guys, off like Indeed, not Indeed, but what's the other site?
Upwork.
Yeah, Upwork and stuff like that. I I outsourced for a long time, but then once like the money really started pouring in, I'm just like, all right, I need to take this shit serious, whatever, So I just started like, start put ads on Indeed, like start interviewing people like that. Our first like teams, I guess employees. Well, I don't like using the word employees. Really, I saying teams and shit. Yeah. So like, my first team members were in Miami. We hired Rosina. She's been with us for a long time. Rosina. We had a couple developers out there in Miami. We had a guy to handle all of our SMS marketing, our data. We built we had like a whole office out there in Miami. It was like an apartment / office or whatever. We had the view and everything too. So we had that going for a long time. And then we started getting remote because we started outsourcing a lot. Started getting teams like Argentina, South America, Mexico, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I would probably say it took probably about a while. It took a while because I didn't understand the structure for a long time. I was always like a solo affiliate, because like my whole life, and I've been like a hustler my whole life. I sold everything from ebooks when they first came out. I did flip furniture on Craigslist, so I had that hustle mentality for a long time.
Yeah.
When it came to actually building a real business, I had to sit back and watch everyone else build, and grow first. I'm like, okay, cool, I see Walker doing this. I see Carlos doing that, whatever. Okay, I see Ringbo doing this and Retrieval doing that. So I put all the pieces together, and then Vic stepped in, whatever. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna hire someone to manage this and build that. Yeah. Someone, gonna hire, Rosina. She can take out the admin, the account receiving, all that kind of stuff. Now we got Angelo in the Philippines, handling the BPO stuff and all that. So we gotta put the right people in place, to make the gym come alive.
Yeah, that took me a long time too, man. It probably took me fucking 4 years to get to that point. Yeah, and it was me at the beginning. Then I had one person, another person, and You do a lot of headaches, man. You guys really delegate.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're a big reader. You listen to a lot of books. I think you listen to that book, Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time.
Yeah, back there.
That one, right? I think that's a good one too. You look at how much money you make per hour. Like if you're, let's say you're making, I don't know, a couple $100 an hour or $500. If there's anything less than that, pay someone to do that shit to free you up.
Yeah, true. I know now what I do now, like for certain things, I let the team just handle it, and I just may approve it. Like they give me, I guess, like a proposal, I guess they call it, whatever. They send everything to me. I'll go over it and I'll just approve it. It's a yes or no for me. It depends on how big the project is. Like if we got, for example, right, the whole 19K thing. So if we have like a pub, or whatever, or a vendor or whatever, that we got to pay like over like 10 grand to or whatever, like that. The bill will come to me, I'll look at it and I'll just approve it.
Yeah.
But now I can approve everything now. Right now my team don't make it. My team don't make mistakes like that. They're pretty like strict on things. Yeah, they backtrack everything now. So yeah.
There's a new endeavor called Roofs in the Box. It's just, man, from day one, it's taken off.
When I first started getting into the roofing industry, what was happening was my fixed costs were always there. And so for me, I was looking at how can we kind of, one, save on these costs, and then two, how do I not lay people off during down times? But also maybe even the ability to pocket more money during the slow season or even the peak season. Since we've done this before, like with our lead gen companies where we have virtual staffing and from Argentina or Colombia, I'm like, why don't we do the same thing in the construction business? Now, once we figured it out, we reduced their fixed cost by 70%. And so now during the downtime, they have real seasoned veteran type of players. But during the uptime, they pocket 70% of their operational costs are now going back in their pocket. And then when it's time to scale, they have the back end prepared, already ready to go to help them like lift off. Depending on what state you're in, you're averaging about 12.5% on what you pay out on taxes, insurance, all the different insurances that you have to pay out, right? So yeah, you don't have to pay out unemployment, you don't have to pay out FICA insurance, Medicare, Social Security, the things that business owners have to eat.
Roofs in the Box is not just limited to roofing or home improvement companies.
You can use it for any services, right? You can use it for IT. We use them internally for data sales, for hygiene, for analytics. It doesn't even matter what the vertical is.
It's like business in the box at the end of the day.
Pretty much, yeah.
So talk about, you grew up in Chicago, right? Chicago, man, one of the greatest cities in America. Mm-hmm. There's a lot, I know at one point you're in the, you had the options exchange, you had a lot of financial stuff going on there, but there's also a lot of, there's poverty, there's crime and all that stuff. So how did you, because I look at you as someone that, I mean, you escaped that, right? You were able to build a business on your own, and it wasn't easy, right? And you were, I mean, at one time you worked at McDonald's, right, to make ends meet. So did you ever think you'd be at this point that you're at right now, where you kind of living life on your old terms? And was that always the goal?
Honestly, growing up, I didn't think about it. Like when I was younger, I had my best years. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was like, I say that the 90s was like the best years ever. Like Chicago was different from everyone, everywhere else. Because back then, it was like, Chicago had unity back then, everyone, that's what they say, it takes a village to raise a child like that. That's how Chicago, I grew up in the projects too. So when I was out there, everyone was like family. Then now it's like, it's crazy out there now, whatever. But yeah, I mean, just growing up, I was always, like I said, I was always a hustler. Even as a kid, me and my best friends now, we all just like, used to go to the picnic. So, and I grew up at Outdoor Gardens in Chicago, the housing project. So they had like this thing every other month, like once or twice a year, called Old Timers Picnic. So they would go there, like everyone would go barbecue, to have a parade, going to the projects, all that kind of stuff like that. But after that, it'd be like trash everywhere. It'd be like bottles, cardboard, whatever. So me and my friends would go, go recycle. We get all the cardboard, the glass bottles, the cans and all that. We'll like, or recycle, and then we'll take all stuff to the recycling company. Because there's a truck that came through the hood, every blue moon. They came to fucking liquor stores and stuff. So we'll sit outside with like big boxes and bags of like, of crushed cans, cardboards, everything like that. And then he'd cash us out and give us a check for probably like, I don't know, like 30, 40, 50 bucks and all that. We either go, have a party, go celebrate with it or whatever, or we'll just take that, go back, at a Nintendo 64 or like, so video game, we did that like every other month. Like, so like I said, we made money like, our whole kid years. And as I got older, I started learning more about technology and stuff like that. That's when I was like, I sold like, well, before that, I sold yo-yos in school, because I had a friend that worked at a store called KB Toys in Chicago. It was like, oh, you know about that? So I had a friend who worked there in the hood, so he would just go, he took shipments and shit.
Yeah.
Like he'd come back, like, hey, hey, he had a big box of X-Brains and Dunkins like that. Like, hey, he go yo-yos, whatever, just give me like $2 a yo-yo. I'll go to school, I'll sell out every time. Like my teacher thought I was a drug dealer for a long time, but I sold like so many like shit,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. And then the next phase, I'll probably say after that, it was as I got older, I learned about technology. I would say fast forward from all of that. I did one more hustle too. I was growing up. We sold animals to the pet shop, man.
Animals? How the fuck are animals to a pet shop?
So like
Yeah, we're for wildlife as hell here.
yeah, so like in Chicago, and Outgill Gardens, right? There's like a big forest preserve behind the project, like a really big forest preserve out there. I want to know. It's everything out there from like deers, raccoons, whatever, snakes, like snapper turtles, like snakes, whatever, frogs, all that shit with that fish. So we had like this big ass net. We used to go to the pond and catch like either like small catfish when they're born. They'd be in big schools, whatever, So we get like a big net. We go to the ponds, whatever, and grab like 1,000 catfish and all that. Yeah. Or we got like the baby snapper turtles or the little hard shell turtles we see all the time, the green ones. We'd catch those. And we had a guy at the pet shop in Roseland. Yeah. He was like, hey, I'll give you $5 for a turtle if you give me the baby catfish, whatever. Because they use them to feed the other like turtles and other animals, whatever like that. He would say, you give me, I guess 100 baby catfish. You give us like $10, $5, something like that, and whatnot. Like, yeah. It was fucked up. Like we flip animals and everything, man. It was. Well, I said that's why I said the '90s when I was younger, man. We did everything.
The best years.
We did everything.
Isn't that crazy, man? It's true because like you get older and you make money and stuff, but still those simple times are like the most fun. I think because you don't know about all this bullshit, all this stuff out there. It's almost like you know what you know. It's like that's your box, that world, man.
Yeah, we did everything. Cause like we had the bus car. There's a bus that go from the area I stayed in to Roseland, like a straight shot. So I'd be on a bus with a big bucket of turtles, and fishing with it. What the fuck you got going on, But yeah, I like that. But yeah, I say fast forward, I learned about technology, whatever. So I was in college, like my first year. I guess ebooks were just now getting hot. So I was selling I was doing like the private label rights of ebooks. I was buying like a bunch of like ebooks. I broke them all down to like guides, like top 10 recipes or how to make money online, all kind of shit. I had like 1,000 guides I put on Amazon or whatever, And I was selling those like crazy, like $4, then $10 on Amazon, Kindle, I think at the time.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I sold those, and then one day I was in computer class and my phone was like going crazy, like ching. Also, only I sold them on Amazon, I sold them across the internet.
Yeah.
So I had like this little strategy plan I made up, whatever. It was back when Craigslist was hot too. So I was able to put HTML files on Craigslist. I'm HTML like script or whatever on Craigslist, and people can like buy directly from Craigslist and Backpage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was just selling like ebooks all over the internet, like Equator. There was a store called Store Envy back then. eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, Backpage, everywhere. I put ebooks all over the internet. And then one day in class, my phone was just like going off like ching like that. And then my teacher was like, Ryan, turn your phone off, and this is disrupting our class now. All right, cool. I look at my phone. I see, I'm on my email, Equator, eBay, PayPal, whatever. I made like 10K in ebooks, like right there in that one classroom. I'm like, all right, fuck, I'm gonna do now. Like, sure, I'm gonna stay here or what? If I stay one more day, I like, no, I'm probably just got lucky this one day. I'll stay. So yeah, the next day I made like 3K. The next day, like 4K. It kept coming. The ebook shit is hot. I like shit. You know what? Fuck, I'm gone. I quit.
Yeah.
I quit. So, but after I quit, I went and got my real estate license in Chicago. So I was a real estate agent for a long time. But I didn't. It was cool. I want like a professional. Cause like I said, back then, like for me, it's a hustle. I didn't take it serious at all.
Yeah.
So I got my license. I became like an agent in Chicago. I showed a couple apartments, here and there like that. But I didn't like it because Chicago is very, it's very segregated Chicago, whatever, Like, somebody from when you look at him, like, okay, if he's Asian, he's from this part of town, he's black from that part of town. It's like, it's separated by race and income status like that. Well, now it's a little bit different now because of the internet. So, like, like everybody got money in Chicago or whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, back then, so the companies I was working for, they trying to like limit me. So like, we know he's good, we know he's good with this community, so he's gonna keep me on that part of Chicago. But I did good, of course. So I had a system. But I want that real money. You know, I want to go show these, you know, these on 10K apartments, so I get a commission, whatever. You know, they got me in the hood showing apartments fucking worth $500. I'm like, the fuck, yeah, like all that shit like that. But so I had a company I work for, I'll come I partner with. They gave me a deal on Section 8 stuff. So a deal on that. So whenever they got like a new building in the city, they hit me up first, like, hey, you know, we got a new building, whatever, you know, on 55th and like State Street, all bad right there. The whole building is vacant. It's new rehab, all of that. So, and they take Section 8, and they gave me a $500 bonus for every person who signed at least Section 8. So I did group showing. So I would schedule a group showing in the morning, about 8 or 9 a.m. I would show the whole building. Like, I would show the whole building, like 12 or 20 different people where they got Section 8, everyone. I like, here you go. I was like, all the doors are open, go look around, see what I want to do and this and that. They go look around, and then by noon, I will convince a few people to apply for the apartments, and I'll get them all approved by like 2 p.m. and I did sign at least by 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Like that. So I had like a system. So I was killing South Chicago for a long time. I was like, but still, like, them checks to add up to one deal, you know, downtown. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went. And then the paper, the affiliate marketing stuff came right after that, and then I said, fuck real estate.
So yeah, man, that's crazy. I didn't know. Like, I knew you were a hustler, right? But I didn't know, like, that you found ways to make money off of whatever, right? And then how did that translate to affiliate marketing? Like, what was, like, okay, the ebooks is kind of like there's some connection there, but when was a light bulb that went off? Like, yo, I can make so much money with affiliate marketing.
Well, it came to drop shipping. I think before drop shipping was even a thing now. Yeah. Whatever, you know, like I was shopping like on China for like I was on YouTube, how to make money online. And that guy back in the day, John Chow, popped up, whatever, and he like some super old school John Chow, Craig Davis, Charles Noah, all them guys popped up. Yeah. And I kept seeing like words about, you know, selling stuff on Amazon from China. But it wasn't called the drop shipping back then though. They were saying, you know, just sell stuff online. So yeah, I was like, so I didn't have the money like that to go and buy shit from Alibaba and all that, whatever, you know. So I was selling like stylus pens and stuff on Amazon. I would go to like Dollar Tree. I'll go and buy up the whole rack of like them stylus pens and air fresheners and whatnot, and I'll list them on Amazon for like twice the price and like that, and I'll stack my money up slowly like that. And then something happened. Some issues happened and whatnot. Yeah. And then like some stuff happened and whatnot, like in my life, and then I fell off from that because something happened. Then when I came back, what happened after that? I learned about affiliate marketing, and then I started doing email submits and stuff like that because I had some money left over. Then after that, while I was doing that, I was working at McDonald's too, trying to save up. You know, I learned about stock trading. I was at McDonald's, you know, and everything about the whole. I had a big book of like how to make money online for dummies and shit. You know, but yeah, I read half of it, but you know, like the book reading is cool, but you gotta take action at the same time. Like, you can read it all day, but don't go nowhere. You know, so I was like every time I read a chapter, you know, I'll take action right then and there. But only thing that stuck was me doing affiliate marketing, like doing email submits. I ran that for a while. I like spamming Facebook groups and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I just started stacking my money slowly. Then when I hit like, you know, a few grand, I'll start running pay ads for like EDU, and that's when EDU hit. That's when it really like it took off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think the one thing about you that makes sense. I think you're like a real student, man. You're a real student of life, a student of the game is what it comes down to, of making money and whatever. I think I mean I've seen I follow your stories. You'll be up to 3 in the morning. People are sleeping, you're working, right? And you're getting that edge, and then you're implementing, you're throwing shit against the wall, you're testing, you're using that money you stack to make you more money, right? And I think that, to me, actually success leaves clues. I did that too in my way, right? But that's the one thing I think that separates you, is that you got that and you're willing to travel the world. Like you're in Argentina, you're getting an edge in Argentina right over there. You're willing to go where the fuck it takes to get that edge and put in the time to do it, man.
Over in Argentina, it's pretty much I'm going there because my team is there. Yeah. I think, you know, right now we work on a few projects, so you know, so with them guys, I gotta be there face to face with them. You know, I got a few members here in the U.S., but Argentina, that's where a majority of our operation is out there. You know, we got a nice spot for them. You know, we are working on these e-com products, the e-com projects. So it's like remote is cool, but you need that FaceTime with them. Yeah, you gotta be there with them. You know, hey, you know, we need to get this, and this done. You know, here's a deadline. You know, it's all work together to get this shit done. Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to Colombia. I'm supposed to go to Colombia. I can't find my fucking passport. But anyway, the bottom line is that when you're face to face with a remote team, it accelerates the learning
exactly,
curve. Shit goes a lot quicker, man.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, a lot faster.
So let's talk. So paper call, you've done EDU, you've done insurance, you've done all that stuff, right? Made a lot of money. We talked yesterday. I think you and I are similar. I mean, we were like rocket ships, man, and like different times. We're like, I was moving, you were moving up, and then the last I don't know, it was last couple of years. I don't know, it was late 2022, 2023. Things started to move the other way, man. Do you feel like the golden days are over on lead gen right now?
Definitely over.
Did you? I thought you were gonna say that. I wasn't sure, man.
This is definitely over. The Wild Wild West, all that shit. Like if you look, is this what they call it? I won't say history, it's repeating itself, but it's a cycle. Same thing happened to pen cements back then. Like it was like it went up, everybody made all this money, whatever, and then I won't say it went up, made everybody all this money, then it like crashed because the regulations.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, and like with the Medicare, they say like that. I mean, you can still make it work if you go legit, build the agency, sell policies, all that kind of stuff or whatever. No, that's cool. But I ain't gonna lie, for me personally, I'm not going through all that. The reason why I know there's more money out there than me chasing, these insurance deals and all that. And I got people, that's on my shoulder about regulations and policies and smears, all that type of shit. I'm not doing all of that. I mean, Vic has an agency, he handles all of that, but I'm not. Me personally, my company, we're not doing all of that stuff.
You know why? You know why I think it is too. You get to the point where you feel like your time is worth more than that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make things look bad, but I feel like if you don't want to chase crumbs, right? You want to build something that's bigger and utilize your time. You found that with e-com, right? You feel like you found that with the subscription base.
Yeah.
You talk about that and
So I was telling I had to talk with a few guys on the side. Is that like people think that Medicare is I read this on Google, so quote. But yeah, people think that Medicare is the biggest government program in the United States. It's not. It's Social Security. Or whatever. No. So we have e-com products where we target people on Social Security. Like that, we know how much they get paid and when they get paid. And they're on a fixed income, so we don't charge them a lot where they got paid. They live expenses like that. But we charge them enough where it won't hurt their pockets and they get a product every month. I guess you could say that like that. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it on the whole e-com side.
So when was that? I mentioned to you, when was that light bulb moment when you got into affiliate marketing? But when was the light bulb moment you're like, yo, fuck this lead gen shit, I got to transition? Like, what made you do that, man?
Probably I thought about it since like 2021, I guess you could say. And I took some action back in 2022, 2023. I kept getting pulled back in, whatever, with like these, it was some campaigns like debt relief, ACA, and some other campaign, some other verticals. I kept getting pulled back in. Every time I tried to leave, I kept coming back. But honestly, it was just with the market, honestly, whatever, like buyers fucked me over and shit like that, so it was really that. I got tired of that, and people, they play favoritism in the industry and stuff like that. So because it's crazy, because I try to toot my horn like that, but I also, I show how the guys know how to do I'm scared of Medicare like that, and now it's like it's being used against me a little bit like that, So that's why, so everyone can have the insurance, stuff like that, whatever, because I know what works, like that. So I just said, fuck it. I'll just do subscriptions, but I'll target the same people they're targeting, but I won't, but for because my product isn't free, but I know they get government benefits, so it's like, it's kind of like that, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I get, in that sense, you're like training your competition, right? Is what you're doing without, you're trying to help them out, and you kind of phase yourself out. But also, I think that it's become so competitive, so saturated.
Yeah.
It became too easy for people to make money. And
yeah. Like the whole Medicaid, that shit's easy. Honestly, like it don't take much to run that shit. It's really you selling fucking food stamp to seniors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard at all. But it's a numbers game, really. It's about having people you get written policies and all that kind of stuff. It's easy. But I mean, it's a good thing for the space too. That CMS stepped in, whatever, and they crop out the bad actors out, all that kind of shit like that. I mean, it's good, So now it forces people to go legit. I gotta say, and it forced them to take their business serious. Like me, I was just like a solo affiliate for so long. I'm making money here, making money there, buying fast cars and this and that, whatever like that. So it kind of forced people, okay, where if you're gonna come into the space, you gotta come correct. you know, or you know, or go make the crumbs and, you know, go fucking buy you, you know, a fast car or some shit.
Yeah. That's funny, man. But no, I agree, and I think that, I mean, we're kind of like in similar spots, man. We made a lot of money for other people, made money for ourselves too. But like, how do you build? We're getting older, right? How do you build something sustainable where you get the most bang for your buck? And I think you found it. I mean, you got what, a couple 100 million data points, right?
Data, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm data, but also you want to have a product. So I look at like subscriptions. I think that's what we're doing right now. Every product we have right now is on a subscription base. I guess you could say. So that's kind of how we do it. Well, we build up our active subs, you know, every day, and hopefully, you know, at one point, once we get things going, you know, you know, the other company. Yeah, but yeah, we have data. We do a lot of data. We have about 200. We did a cleaning like last week. It's between almost like 150 to 200 million records in tier 1 countries, and they all active. They all the method I shared at the like that. We use that method, or whatever, you know, and we get like tons of leads, like thousands of leads, like every day off. You know, the while I share. Like that. So yeah, we use that bit of our database. We monetize it, and then at some point we toss in our subscription products. Now, if they buy it, you know, then they sign up. We charge them between $15 a month to $20 a month, like that. Yeah, it's smooth. Yeah.
When I first heard of roofs in a box, I thought, no way could everything be combined in one platform, from your CRM to AI to even virtual assistant, helping manage all these things together. It has completely changed my business, and I couldn't be where I'm at without it. So over the last 8 months or so, I've saved at least $1 million on what it would cost salary-wise to hire the engineer. I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done without roofs in a box, or be able to do what I am currently doing without roofs in a box. If you are looking to scale, get your business organized, or get it ready to sell, definitely want to give Roofs in a Box a call. They'll get everything tightened up, get you set up to do whatever you need to do for a fraction of the cost. Not everybody's got $1 million just laying around. Hire operations managers and have their own call center. So give Roofs in a Box a call, they'll get it taken care of.
I see it. It's working, man. You show your numbers, and that's one thing about you. You'll show the good, the bad. You have a bad day, you show. You have a good day, you show. But you've had some really big fucking days, and you know.
Speaking of that, speaking of bad days, like ACA, that shit really fucked me over. Because of ACA, I got in. No, ACA been around for a while. Like my first campaign was way back in the ACA. Well, Ring Partner, all the way around.
I don't recall. Yeah, they got bought out by BuyerLink.
Oh, okay. So yeah, back then, they had ACA back then, whatever. No, but fast forward when ACA became, you know, really when they hit the paper car industry hard. And I think I got in too early and then too late. Yeah. Because I got in when people wasn't accepting the subsidy angles and all the aggressive angles, stuff like that. Well, the subsidy angles, the free health insurance angle, all that kind of stuff, whatever. The buyers wasn't accepting that then. I was running that for a while on like Facebook and YouTube, whatever. Buyers wasn't taking that traffic. They didn't know like. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go back, you know, to the drawing board and figure this out and whatever. And I'm seeing guys like scaling this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's like 6 figures a week this and that. I'm like, but Biden told me I couldn't do it. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm seeing guys like, I'm doing like, you know, like 200K a week, 300K a week in ACA with subsidy angles. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You know, so I go back to, you know, my buyers and whatnot. So now that, oh yeah, you know, we cool, you know, we cool, you know, you can use this angle or free health insurance, you can use all that shit, whatever, you know, we got the IVR, yeah, you good. I get in, I got slaughtered. You know, like the market already, you know, is already mature, you know, and yeah, like I'm getting 90, like 80% of fucking Medicaid calls. It was insane. I lost probably like $500,000.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was insane. Cause I knew in the long run that campaign would be, you know, campaign be like, you know, a multi-million-dollar campaign, and that's why I went so hard on it. You know, cause usually I'll quit probably like around like 5K, 10K, like campaign like that. But I knew ACA would be a really, really good campaign. That's why I went all in. But yeah, that was like one of my biggest losses, probably like last year. Yeah, last year, 2023 or 2024.
Yeah, I know. It seems a lot of people got, and it seems that's the case. You got in early, too early, and then you got out and got back in too late, right? So crazy how that works.
I was salty.
but I think that's why you transitioned to the subscription-based model, because it's more stable, it's more residual. You got some sauce that works, and now you utilize that for something that other people can't figure out.
Yeah, because the revenue is also predictable too. You know, like you see how many actives you got, you know how much you're going to make next month when that one car get charged. You know, and also you can also you can make people also prepay for your product as well. Yeah, so that's what I like about subscriptions. It's predictable, on revenue. Like you see how much you're gonna make, as coming up.
Got it. We're running up on time here, but I got maybe one or two more questions here. Listen, man, you like you said, you had the fast cars, right? You the fast life, travel over the world, man. Does get to a point where I think you're at a point right now where you're more, I don't want to say mature, but you're like, I passed, I did that shit, I'm done with that shit. Now I just want stability and peace. You feel like you're at that point?
Yeah. I remember fucking island walking around naked somewhere on the fucking beach or some shit, my private beach. That's what I want to do. I mean, the cars and all that tough stuff was cool, From like, it's crazy in Chicago. I know a lot of people, who's successful in Chicago. And like I said, I've seen it all. Like, I've been in the slums. I've been, where I'm at now, Chicago, I still got friends, so, who still do the good shit. I got friends right now. I got friends in Chicago right now. He own private jets. Like that, so that's why, I've seen it all. I'm like everything, I see it all. So yeah, and now I spend more time with my guys, I got that own private jets. They buy and trade gold in Dubai and Africa and whatever, like that. So I see this shit all the time. I've seen big buckets of gold bars and at Soho House. Like I've seen this shit. So yeah, I mean the cars are cool, but I don't care too much about the stuff no more.
Isn't it funny? It's I was thinking about that. We go to all these places, man, in our industry, and you're not at first. I'd be all like, wow, now I'm tired of Vegas, tired of Dubai. It's like after a while, it doesn't faze you anymore, right? Which is it's kind of cool, but it's like, damn, it's kind of sad too. Like, what's the next thing? Is what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's pretty much the next. Next is pretty much just. I mean, I don't know, man. Just for me, is having things on autopilot where I can spend time with my kids on the beach, like that, and that's relaxing, Make sure my team, like in a good position. I gave them equity into one of the companies that we got, so that way, they feel like they got ownership in something. Because like my team, they're really loyal. They've been with me for a long time. They're having like, trips and like that. They're really good. So yeah, I treat them good. I get them bonuses. I get them equity in the company and one of our brands that we got. So yeah.
No, I love you said that because I think that's true. When you can't do what we do, travel the world and be away from the office without people or be away from the computer without people that you can trust that can run the company. So I know you're a generous guy, man. I know you for a long time, very generous. And I like the fact that you're doing it. I think a lot of people can learn from that because at the end of your team's going to carry the weight for you, right?
Exactly.
You can't do what you do or enjoy this without that happening. So, and at the end, it's a lifestyle business, man. I mean, look, we're in Puerto Rico, beautiful background, beautiful weather, right? Shooting a podcast. Yeah, we're doing it on a Sunday, right? Don't get me wrong, but shit never stops, man.
Yeah, sure. That's what you're saying. You got when you hire, so like I hire people based on character and if I can trust them. Look, I don't care about skill set. That shit could be that shit could be taught.
Yeah, sure.
I hired one corporate guy before. That shit failed. Like
me too, man.
He came in asking for these crazy numbers and stuff like that. And it was like, okay, cool. I'll pay him like $7, $8 grand a month or something like that or whatever. Man, he couldn't perform at all. He kept saying, well, Salesforce, we did this, but you're not at Salesforce. Yeah, man, it was bad. It's something. But yeah, I just hire based off like loyalty and character and that. And right now, my team's still around. So yeah, I give them equity in the company so they feel like, they got ownership. So now when I'm away taking care of stuff, they feel like, okay, cool, this is my company, so I want things, to go right.
Yeah.
So they got ownership in it.
Yeah. I think now in this economy, that helps a lot and make it happen. With this economy, people are worried about stability. If you give them that stability, that peace of mind, they have to control their destiny. They're going to go that extra mile for you. So I think a lot more people got to look into that. They've having their employees not just be employees, but become partners.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah. So everyone who owns a some department in one of our brands, we give them some equity in it.
Yeah, that's
so they go, cool. I own the creative department. This is like part of my company. Yeah. So you'll get this shit right. The people he hired up on them like that. So yeah.
All right, last cool. We got to talk about this, man. What's it? Fucking January 2023, Vegas. That party, man.
That shit's still good.
You had two of them. You had to say there was one the year before that was nuts. Yeah. This one was, you had people, it was like Cirque du Soleil and Omnia. They're coming from the sky with fucking $50,000 bottles of Dom P. I never seen it, and I got there late. I wish I got there early, man. I got there, it was like, you were like round 7 at that point.
Oh, yeah.
But those last 3 rounds were insane. I got footage. We got to put it on the show.
I can't drink how I used to, though. Oh, yeah. I was like, we did like 9 rounds, whatever, And shout out to my boy Brian and Moo at Towel Group. They looked out for me, Daydream, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Out there, I was like in the Camp Lejeune days, I think. Yeah, man.
Oh, Camp Lejeune, yeah.
Man, like, man, we doing that. the
What kind of numbers? 6 figures a day? What was it?
Yeah, about almost a quarter meal, almost a day, like that. Every day, every 2 days, like that. All profit because we had SMS traffic.
Yeah,
like yeah, man. It was like those days were insane. Yeah.
Well, no wonder, man. You were celebrating hard, man. I was glad to be part of that, man. That was fun, man. I'll never forget that. And hey, you got to do it once, right? Life is short. And
yeah, that was good to it because also I made some deals and after the crowd, like, oh, we've seen you at Vegas level. Now I closed like two tour buyers, and I made the money right back within like 2 weeks.
That's amazing,
you know. And I'm gonna say, yeah, that time was just crazy. Yeah, that time was crazy.
We're gonna show some footage, man, if that's okay with you. Put some footage on there. That was nuts. That was a great time. But Rod, man, I mean, I would tell everyone here, follow him on social media, follow his stories. I mean, I think that you're a true American success story. You know, the way you grew up, humbling beginnings, and that thirst for hunger, that hustling mentality. And I think I can't wait to see where you're going to continue to grow, man. And it's just great that you let people see that. Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You just say, I lost $500,000, right?
Yeah.
But I made $250,000 a day. Like, that's all part of the journey, man. And I talked yesterday. I spoke here in Puerto Rico. Listen, I was a rocket ship, but I was like this too. I had to make painful decisions. Now it is what it is. That's what business is. But it's part of the journey at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, look at it now. Yeah, like it's just money. It's just paper. You know, like you can't get attached to it. This shit comes and goes. Like, like you could be up 6 figures today, you probably lose that shit by tomorrow in the campaign, like you can't get attached to it, That's why I learned the hard way, because I'd be like, I just lost like a 1K on a campaign, whatever, I'll get all panicky and shit, but now it's like, it don't matter anymore,
And I think that's the maturity point. That's just happened to me too, and not just with this business, but with trading, man. I'd be all pissed if I lost 5 or 10 grand in a day.
Yeah.
And like the other day, I lost like $7 grand or something. But guess what? I made 20 grand as other shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It's all, and that's part of the evolution. I think when you hit that point, that's when shit really starts to change.
Yeah, sure. That's about the whole the party stuff in Vegas. Whatever. A lot of people thought that was like, oh, I'll scale Medicare. I didn't even fuck with Medicare that yet.
Yeah.
At all. I was like really. I'm still do twerks now, but I was really deep into twerks. I have fucking lawyers on speed dial. Like, hey, because like, I knew when the twerks coming out before everyone else knew.
Yeah.
Like, they be like, hey, Roy,
inside info.
Yeah, like, hey, it go, this twerk, that's how I'm coming out. That's prepared, to start getting data and stuff like that. Okay, cool. I'll run a campaign 6 months ahead of time, I'll get all the data in. I'll, like round up and all that kind of stuff. I'll collect all the leads, all the data. Then when I tour hit, I'll do a crazy SMS message. I'll probably do like $500,000 that one day, just off the data I collected throughout, the whole 6 months span.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, tours we gotta be in and out. We gotta get
that's
early.
what I heard.
Yeah.
It's like peaks and valleys for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, man, guys, he dropped a lot of knowledge. Follow him online. We're going to put links, Black Jet Setter, man. And, boy, I'm pumped up. Thanks for making it, man. We're going to see more, Ron. This ain't the last time.
Yeah, for sure.
Good shit, my man. Thank you.
All right,
Let's
man.
fucking go.
Get ready to level your shit up with the LFG show. We travel the globe to bring you heavy hitters from all walks of life. We've been talking some serious business, from the best digital marketers, government contracting experts, to top athletic and celebrity doctors. We've got it all covered. We're talking to guys who've cashed in for billions with a B. And the best thing is, we're just getting started. So hold on tight. We're about to crank it up a notch. Get ready for next level networking and masterminds within the LFG community. Scared money don't make no money or honey. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and let's fucking go.